ILHAN Omar just addressed the deportation talk, and her exact words are now going viral across the internet.
I guess we should count our blessings. ILHAN Omar saying, you know what? It may be time. I mean, they're looking into, of course, the DOJ has been looking into her citizenship, along with DHS, and that seems to be weighing on her. On top of which, you've got the House Ethics Committee looking into whether or not there was a money laundering operation going on with the sudden escalation in net worth. And you also have the Treasury Department, which is investigating the Minnesota fraudsters, looking into whether or not there was a connection between her husband's company, that's, what shall we call it, the venture capital firm that isn't, right? Whether there's a connection between that and their sudden escalation in wealth vis-a-vis feeding our future. I want to go to this soundbite. Here she is appearing over the weekend and saying that she's kind of come to terms with this. I mean, I guess she's willing to pull a Rosie O'Donnell. Great.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and like deport me, but I don't even know like why that's such a scary threat. Like, I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. Like, I can go live wherever I want.
Oh, great. Okay. Somalia it is. ILHAN Omar is saying, hey, you can't intimidate me. I can go live wherever I want. So do it. I mean, you may not have a choice. You may not have a choice in light of what we've learned from the DOJ. I want to go to Harmeet Dillon, who was on my friend Benny's show recently, and she laid it out there. I mean, she said, point blank, there is an investigation going on into ILHAN Omar's citizenship. We now have ILHAN Omar saying, haha, so what? Investigate me all you want. I can go live wherever I want. You know, my life's over here. My kids are grown. Maybe I've made enough money that I've been sending back to Timbuktu. Well, that's the allegation. Anyway, Harmeet, watch.
Look, ILHAN Omar has some legal issues regarding her citizenship. I'll just leave it at that. I think that they've been well covered in the press. It's a truism of immigration law that if you commit fraud in the course of obtaining your citizenship, if you lie about being that you weren't a Nazi, guard at a concentration camp, you can be denaturalized. If you lie about your marriage status on which your citizenship depends, or your familial status, or
laid it out there. I mean, she said, point blank, there is an investigation going on into ILHAN Omar's citizenship. We now have ILHAN Omar saying, haha, so what? Investigate me all you want. I can go live wherever I want. You know, my life's over here. My kids are grown. Maybe I've made enough money that I've been sending back to Timbuktu. Well, that's the allegation. Anyway, Harmeet, what?
No edits, no spin, just what she said. And why is it getting so much attention? So welcome back. Today we are focusing on widely shared clip from moment has sparked a lot of reactions, and in this video we are keeping it simple, the exact quote clearly presented and the key line people are focusing on. So the clip comes from a recent interview where deportation and citizenship were part of a broader discussion. During that conversation, Omar addressed the topic directly, and one specific part of her response is what is now circulating widely. So, what she said, and I'll quote, I mean, I have no worry, I don't know how they take away my citizenship, but I don't even know why that's such a scary threat. I am not 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I am grown, my kids are grown, I can go live anywhere. So those were our exact words. So this line that stands out to many viewers is the crossing part. I can go live whenever I want. So that sentence in particular is what is being clipped, shared, and discussed across social media. So in the full moment, Omar is speaking about deportation concerns and public rhetoric surrounding her citizenship. Her response emphasizes that she isn't worried and highlights her independence and ability to make her own choices. So since the clip surfaced, it gained traction quickly. The same quote is appearing in posts, videos, and discussions across multiple platforms.
taking the high road here and seemed to say that it would be perfectly fine for you to leave the country because you may not have a choice. Again, numerous investigations, guys. One of them had already started under the Biden administration, and that was concern about whether she was paying the hubby, the new hubby number 3, too much money. You see, he was getting some ridiculous, insane amount. I think it was $2.8 million to run her campaign, which is ridiculous. Okay, just positively ridiculous. Nobody makes that much money running campaigns. I'm sorry. So that's one concern. And if ILHAN Omar is out there effectively paying herself vis-a-vis the hubby, that would actually be in direct violation of what you can do, right? She's taking campaign funds, if you would, and she's using them for herself. So a big problem there. Then you've got the private venture capital firm. Is it a private equity firm or venture capital firm? I think venture capital firm that is clearly not a venture capital firm. I mean, look at that. Partnerships. He's talking about partnership opportunities. I don't know. Is that like a partnership into, dare I say, feeding our future? Right? That would be one heck of a partnership, right? I mean, the whole district was involved, it seems. The majority of people, like overwhelmingly, the number of people, more than 80% of the people, they just sent the 79th person to jail the other day. They're all coming from ILHAN's district, and the hubby's out there with his partnership program. Woo! Okay, he also has lied pretty significantly on this thing, trying to suggest that he has, in the past, managed $60 billion. I don't think he has $60 billion in assets under management. That would make him one of the biggest venture capital funds in the entire country, on top of which this guy can't even pay his taxes. Forbes discovered he was behind $403,000 in taxes. So he's got some serious problems, not to mention the previous fraud allegations, which we've been through at length. Again, I encourage you to watch some of the past shows or perhaps the past segments, because we've talked about this in great detail. This winery that isn't, the cannabis firm that had multiple allegations, well, cannabis and winery, of fraud. So he's not really much of a winner. I mean, really and truly, investors were saying, hey, you promised us this and you never made good at it. So they're just saying that this is somehow fraud. I would just say that, ILHAN, if you want to leave, be our guest. You know that nobody wants you in the Democrat Party. We did that show on Friday. James Carville, whatever you want to think of him, he's over her. He's like, honey, please just get out. Start your own party. Maybe she should start her own party back in Somalia.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and deport me, but I don't even know why that's such a scary threat. I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. I can go live wherever I want.
So let's focus on that statement. When she says, I have no worry, and I don't know how they'll take away my citizenship, the tone there is exactly dismissive of the idea, and she's not speaking with fear. She's brushing it off. Then she adds that she's not an 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. She's grown, and her kids are grown. So that part shifts the message. It becomes personal. She's contrasting her past with her current position in life. And then the line that's getting more attention is, I can go live wherever I want. That's the sentence driving the reaction, and it's short, direct, and open to interpretation, and which is why it is being repeated across social media platforms. Taken together, the statement comes across as confident, even defiant. She's not framing this as a threat to her, more as something she doesn't see as limiting.
Should ILHAN Omar be deported?
Yes. 100%.
I say yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Should ILHAN Omar be deported?
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, and her brother, because we don't separate families or marriages.
The line that stands out to many viewers is the closing part, I can go live whenever I want. That sentence in particular is what's being clipped, shared, and discussed across social media. So in the full moment, Omar is speaking about deportation concerns and public rhetoric surrounding her citizenship. Her response emphasizes that she isn't worried and highlights her independence and ability to make her own choices. So since this clip surfaced, it gained a lot of traction quickly, and the same quote is appearing in posts, videos, and discussions, as you all have seen across multiple platforms. So many shares focus on the final line, I can go live whenever I want. So in short, direct, easy, and to circulate, which is why it is spreading so fast. So to recap, the exact statement from ILHAN Omar was she has no worry, and she don't know how they are gonna take citizenship, and she's grown, her kids are grown, and she can go live wherever she wants. These words are circulating across social media and it's gaining reactions. And I've also seen actually some interviews of people being asked if she should be sent away, and most people are saying that anyway you will watch that clip on this video because I have added it. So all of these clips and the key lines people are reacting to, and they are really focusing on them right now. So as always, the exact wording and how it's delivered is what is shaping the conversation. So stay with us for more coverage. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.